to the root. We have to go to the cause. Dealing with the condition itself is not enough.
Dear Mr. Massa, I'm just trying to mind my own business. What's the matter? It's just another day, another black king captured. I'm about to lose my brain, stuck inside this ghetto rapture. I got a lot of smoke. If you want it, you can have it. They want a hat trick, but this is black girl magic. Ain't talking about the kind that'll make you disappear, but I'm talking about the power of the melanin within. Ain't looking for trouble, but I'ma say this one time. I put two dukes up if you try to touch mine. We still want justice for Tamir and Trayvon. You say you don't see color, but racism ain't blind. They targeting little kids whose skin look just like mine. So I'm paranoid, it's a war zone outside. And I'm a black queen, so if you ask me to step out of my car, you gon' have to snatch me. Cause I ain't going no damn well. Had to spend my whole life living unfair. Ancestors got my back and they right here. You can never understand, it's a nightmare. Living in my black shoes by the black rules. You can keep your handshake, I don't dap coons. The white man will go nuts if he can't shoot. But you all on his side like a damn fool. Make it make sense.
We are oppressed.
Queen.
We are exploited. We are downtrodden.
Make it make
Queen.
We are
sense.
denied not only civil rights, but even human rights.
Amadeus.
So the only way we're going to get some of this
Amadeus.
oppression and exploitation
Queen.
away from us or aside from us is come together
Queens.
against the common enemy. Who taught you to hate the texture of your
Amadeus.
hair? Who taught you to hate the color of your skin?
Amadeus.
Parents, pay attention to the books, the school system, even to your little children. Lies mixed with wisdom. His skin too bright, so he was blind to the prison. My skin just right, so I collide with division. You trying to pray to God, but we tired of religion. No savior saving, we got to save our savings. We used to pay miss, how we gon' make the slave rich? But who's to blame, and tell me why you complaining? We need a team effort just to rule the nation. Like a bad relationship, missing communication. We missing moderation. They're trying to get a poison to my population. No reparations. I'm getting tired of Satan.
We are oppressed.
Queen.
I'm getting tired of waiting.
We are downtrodden.
Queen.
We are denied not only civil rights, but even human rights.
Amadeus.
So the only way we're going to get some of this
Amadeus.
oppression and exploitation.
Queen.
Touch one of mine and you're done. They show no love for the queen. Why you hating on me? Is it cause I'm free and I got Malcolm X in my jeans? I got dreams like King Luther, shed blood like Kunsa. You ain't helping my people, I ain't got nothing to say to ya. I want all the smoke like hookah. Talking reparations. America won't be great until they give us compensation. I'm like, I'm the hottest right now. See a bunch of lames out here trying to jock on my style. They be doing too much. I'm the queen, it's too easy. It's like they all in Popeyes, how they be talking so greasy. I just sit back and laugh while these haters get madder. So nefarious how they don't want my pockets with cheddar. I tell them they can do better. These snakes in the grass can leave a bite on your ass, cause y'all be trusting too fast. I got my foot on the
every time open a sex gate, my kick, the words, my faith, can't even only be my say. It's like an earthquake, don't call you out. Create a constant, just get it on the bounce. Such a nice place, just a more for all.
Breaking Federation has claimed Australia's athlete Ray Gunn didn't get any points in her Olympic competition because the other athletes were simply better. Ray Gunn was cheered by Australia's team heading to the closing ceremony with a dance and now the famous kangaroo hop. Officials from Breaking have reached out to Rachel Gunn to check on her mental health after the strong reaction online.
Easy come, easy go for breakdancing in the Olympics. First time we saw it, we all wondered how it was going to go. And then that lady from Australia did what she did. It potentially became a mockery. And I don't like that because the gold medal winner for the dudes, that was some of the most impressive I've ever seen. This spun on his head for 2 minutes, and then he picked up speed somehow. He looked like a figure skater on his head. But I guess this decision was already made. I don't think it was strictly because of Ray Gunn. But Olympics is in Australia, I believe, after LA. So Australia is going to have to decide whether or not
They'll be back.
They're already trying.
Yep.
She finessed a way for an all-expense-paid trip to Paris. Came back, they're like, yes, this is our break.
Do it again.
Had her do it on the sidewalk. Better routine on the sidewalk.
Have we considered that she's used to breakdancing in Australia where everything turns one way and she couldn't adjust to everything spinning the other way?
That was absolutely nefarious, okay? I saw when I played Roland doing his biscuit dance that he's famously known for, I saw someone said, no wonder we're having earthquakes everywhere. You all are terrible. So Grand Rising, everyone. Thanks for tuning back in once again to the original Queen Shakur show. I'm your host, Queen Shakur, and this is your morning wake-up call. And so as you're coming in, please feel free to go ahead and subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so already. Be sure to click that notification bell and click the word all so you're notified each time the Queen Goddess goes live. Okay, let's get those likes up. All right. Don't forget to follow me on Instagram at Dr._A_Shakur, TikTok at Dr. A Shakur, and Twitter at DGoddess27. All right. And as per usual, if you don't like what the Queen is cooking, you already know what to do. Exit stage left. Okay, so let's see who's in here. Stacy, Terry Hartfield, 504 Nola is here. All right, Buckhorse DC, Anita Harrell, Stacy Quinton, Reeducated Soul, Mr. Elevation, Reggie, Claudette, AJ Matthews, Sandra. Let's get into it, Bithia, Cherokee Descendant Dale. All right, Hot Cocoa. All right, Chris B is in the house. Okay, Vince, I am from the UK, OG Patrice. All right, let's get into it, Beatrice. J.R. Meadow. Shout out to everyone in the chat and everyone tuned into the Queen. Y'all know I love me some loyal royals. Okay, so let's get this party started. First off, I'm going to talk about the DNC, okay? Did you all watch it last night? Once in the chat, if you watched any of, now I don't expect that anyone watched the entire thing because I couldn't. But once in the chat, if you watched any of the DNC convention last night. Once in the chat. Okay, some of y'all watched it. Now, one of my highlights was when Roland Martin got confronted. Okay, not so big and bad when the person's right up in your face. And so let's get into it. Likes up, everyone, please like and share. Y'all know I don't deal with Roro. Roro blocked the Queen, honey. Please pay attention. I don't even know why.
If I was American and they said, hey, Chicago, New York, and these sanctuary cities is going to give you immediate resources like this, I would be on the way too. So it's not about them. It's about leadership and their priorities of us. Because we elected you. We supported you. I ain't support Brandon Johnson, y'all know that. But some of y'all did. But the reality is that y'all supported these leaders. And these leaders are supposed to be working for you. Those folks can't vote. Those folks don't pay taxes. Those folks ain't have ancestors here. Those folks ain't never been to America. You elected these people. You pay taxes. You pay property taxes. You pay income taxes. You elected these politicians to work for you and your children. And the fact that they will leave you to starve, they will leave you to starve even if you're a veteran. They won't care if your children is running these streets because they ain't got nowhere to go. They don't care if you are out there and sleeping in cardboard. Ain't no team gonna come and ask you if you want to go come to a shelter, give you 6 months of free rent. But yet they can do that for very people who are not citizens. Should be a slap in the face to all of the folks who pour into this country each and every day. Now, that's not what Republican stance. That's not a Make America Great Again stance. That's not a Donald Trump stance. That is a common sense American stance.
Now, we don't advocate violence.
First of all, don't touch me. Gun back. Get on. Yesterday, you tweeted about me. You tweeted and called me dumb yesterday, right? First of all, don't touch me. Gun back. Say what you got to say right now. Say what you got to say.
Look at this dude.
Not that Roland was speaking. And who was that shouting security? Security. I absolutely cannot. Okay, please pay attention. Vince I.M. said, swollen Martin. Reggie said, say it now, Ro. Gemini said they pulled up on him. Sierra said, he said, wait a second. Oh my God, I guarantee you Roland was perplexed, okay? All that tough talk and itch he be talking online. Yeah, what you gonna do when they run up on you? All right, please pay attention. That is so hilarious. Timothy said Roland had a stomach full of Chicago food. Yeah, I actually think I saw him in the background at the DNC convention buying those Chicago hot dogs, like 4 or 5. Okay, so let's get into it. Likes up, everyone. Hey, Susan, Lamont, Desmond's in the house. Shout out to my moderators putting in work. I see you above all that drama. Above all that drama said classic deer in the headlights. Okay. I am absolutely done with Roland. Okay, so now let's go to some of these DNC highlights. Likes up, everyone, please like and share. Here we go. Let's get into it. I'm going to share my screen.
Thank you. Thank you, my fellow Democrats. Thank you, my fellow Americans. Thank you so much. No. Thank you all. Thank you. Thank you so much. Wow. There's a lot of energy in this room, just like there is across the country. Something is happening in America. You can feel it. Something we've worked for and dreamed of for a long time. First, though, let's salute President Biden. He has been democracy's champion at home and abroad. He brought dignity, decency, and confidence back to the White House. And he showed what it means to be a true patriot. Thank you, Joe Biden, for your lifetime of service and leadership. And now we are writing a new chapter in America's story. You know, my mother Dorothy was born right here in Chicago before women had the right to vote. That changed 104 years ago yesterday. Think about it. Tennessee became the final state to ratify the 19th Amendment to the Constitution. The state legislature was deadlocked until one lawmaker's mother, a widow who read 3 newspapers a day, sent a letter to her son. "No more delays," she wrote. "Give us the vote." And since that day, every generation has carried the torch forward. In 1972, a fearless Black Congresswoman named Shirley Chisholm she ran for president. And her determination let me and millions of others dream bigger, not just because of who she was, but because of who she fought for. Working parents, poor children, the last, the least, and the lost. In 1984, I brought my daughter to see Geraldine Ferraro, the first woman nominated for vice president. If we can do this, Jerry said, we can do anything. And then there was 2016, when it was the honor of my life to accept our party's nomination for president. And nearly 66 million Americans voted for a future where there are no ceilings on our dreams. And afterwards, we refused.
Okay, let's go to Biden, what Biden had to say, because Hillary's bored me again. Hold on, everybody. Like, sub, everyone, please like and share. Hillary's spewing nothing.
26th President of the United States, Joe Biden.
Let me ask you, are you ready to vote for freedom? Are you ready to vote for democracy and for America? Let me ask you, are you ready to elect Kamala Harris and Tim Walz, President and Vice President of the United States? Donald Trump calls America a failing nation. He says we're losing. He's the loser. He's dead wrong. MAGA Republicans found out the power of women in 2022. And Donald Trump is going to find out the power of women in 2024. Trump will do everything to ban abortion nationwide. Oh, he will. You know, Kamala and Tim will do everything they possibly can. That's why you have to elect the Senate and the House to restore Roe v. Wade. And we'll keep working to bring hostages home and end the war in Gaza, to end the civilian suffering of the Palestinian people, and finally deliver a ceasefire and end this war. Those protesters out in the street, they have a point. A lot of innocent people are being killed on both sides. Selecting Kamala was the very first decision I made when I became our nominee. And it was the best decision I made my whole career. We've not only gotten to know each other, we've become close friends. She's tough, she's experienced, and she has enormous integrity, enormous integrity. Her story represents the best American story. And like many of our best presidents, she was also vice president. That's a joke. I promise I'll be the best volunteer Harrison Waltz has Cam ever seen. For me and my family, there's a song that means a lot to us. It captures the best of who we are as a nation. The song is called American Anthem. There's one verse that stands out, and I can't sing worth a damn, so I'm not going to try. I'll just quote it. The work and prayers of centuries have brought us to this day. What shall our legacy be? What will our children say? Let me know in my heart when my days are through. America, America, I gave my best to you.
All right, not so bad for a relic. Please pay attention. So with that all being said, now what got me was when he said that Kabami had integrity. Yeah, she had integrity. The same person who lied about listening to Tupac and Snoop when she smoked her weed in college. The same person who refused to allow DNA evidence to be tested to see if a man was guilty or not of a quadruple murder. The same woman who blocked evidence being given to prove whether or not Jamal Truelove, who was absolutely innocent, was innocent or guilty. Okay? The same woman who lets all of these illegals come over here. The same woman who said, no, I'm not going to do anything specifically for Black people. No. Okay, I'm sorry. The same woman who was dating Willie Brown while he was still married, though separated, but still married nonetheless. All right? I'm sorry. What integrity? Please make it all make sense. And another thing is, we're going to listen to what they had to say about Trump in just a second. But before I do, listen to this. Likes up, everyone, please like and share, because I found this quite interesting. Now, I mentioned this to you yesterday.
You know, I thought I'd heard it all about the Harris campaign, but this really takes the cake. You know, Tulsi Gabbard, the Iraq war veteran, current Army reservist who rose to the rank of lieutenant colonel, who was a congresswoman from Hawaii. She was a Democrat turned Republican. Well, Kamala Harris put her on what's called the Quiet Skies program that was implemented after J6, to which Tulsi Gabbard wasn't even in the Capitol when this happened. Not only did the TSA see her military ID, but they have to put an unmarked air marshal, K9 drug-sniffing dogs, and a special TSA agent on the flights with her. Tulsi and her husband didn't know this till they showed up at the airport last week and were basically exposed to extended searches. They said that their passports were marked Quad S, SSSS, which means that passenger is on a terrorist watch list. See, Tulsi called Kamala out during the 2020 debates. She didn't like her stance on Syria. She didn't like her foreign policy. Now Kamala is taking advantage of her position and putting her on a terrorist watch list. Kamala is a big old B. That's all I gotta say.
Now I want you all to pay attention to that because they were talking about how Trump, you know, is going to attack his political rivals. But Kabami's doing the same thing, allegedly. Now, I don't know if Kamala's the one who got her put on there, but what I do know is that I researched what that lady said just to see if it was in fact true. And this was reported on August the 12th of 2024. Okay, Washington, D.C. Congressman Doug Lamborn, chairman of the House Strategic Forces Committee, has expressed serious concerns over reports that Lieutenant Colonel Tulsi Gabbard, a decorated military officer and former congresswoman, has been placed on the Transportation Security Administration's, basically TSA, Quiet Skies program, which is a domestic terrorist watch list. Okay? Now, this is not Kamala's or Kabami. This isn't her political rival at this point. But this is what she did because that woman called her out in 2020. If it's true that she's the one who did it. Okay. Now, it goes on to say Lieutenant Colonel Gabbard, who formerly commanded the 440th Civil Affairs Battalion at Fort Carson, Colorado Springs, has reportedly been subjected to heightened scrutiny and surveillance by TSA personnel, including federal air marshals, during her travels. This scrutiny raises significant concerns given her role in supporting special operations units and her access to classified national security information. The placement of Lieutenant Colonel Gabbard on a watch list, typically reserved for individuals who pose a security threat, is alarming and suggests a potential misuse of federal resources. Okay, this is what Congressman Doug Lamborn said, and says, as a military commander and former presidential candidate, Lieutenant Colonel Gabbard has distinguishedly served our country. This action appears politically motivated and demands immediate oversight. Now, in a letter to TSA Administrator David Pekoski, Congressman Doug Lamborn requested detailed information about the process and the reasoning behind Lieutenant Colonel Gabbard's inclusion in the Quiet Skies program. He also called for a thorough investigation by relevant congressional committees to ensure that federal agencies are not being used to target political opponents. As a House Armed Services Committee member, I am committed to protecting our national security and ensuring that our government operates fairly and without bias. This situation raises serious concerns that must be answered. And I'm willing to bet $1 to a dime that, in fact, it was Kabami who had her put on that watch list, or that it was done because of what she said about Kabami. Okay, I want you all to pay attention. And so, but they talk about Trump, but they do the same things like I've told you before. Okay, and so with that all being said, likes up, everyone, please like and share. Thank you in advance. Okay, here we go. Now let's get to what they had to say about Trump.
Will not go back. We choose a new path and open the door to a new day, one that is for the people and by the people. Thank you. Thank you very much. God bless.
Think about that. He means it. Think about that. Minority service agencies, including Hispanic institutions and tribal colleges. We kept our commitment to provide more student relief than ever by lifting the burden of helping millions of families so they could get married, start a family, buy a home, and begin to build family wealth and contribute to the community and grow our economy. It's not costing us, it's creating more wealth. We fundamentally transformed how our economy grows, from the middle out and the bottom up instead of the top down. You know, my dad used to say there wasn't a whole hell of a lot to drop down on my kitchen table at the end of the month. I come from a basic middle-class family, 3-bedroom house, 4 kids, a grandpop living with us, decent neighborhood, but never a penny to spare. And look, that top-down notion never worked. A lot of Democrats didn't think it worked, thought it worked, but it doesn't.
I want you all to pay attention. Biden seems to think that how he grew up, middle class, was a struggle. Okay, please pay attention. There are people who don't have a one-bedroom house and who don't have food to put on the table and also can't pay their bills. He sounds ridiculous, but let me continue.
And when we did all that, what we've done, everybody can do well. Everybody. Donald Trump calls America a failing nation. No, I'm serious. But think about this. Think about this. He publicly says to the whole world, I'm going to say something outrageous. I know more foreign leaders by their first names and know them well than anybody alive. Just because I'm so damn old. But I'm not joking. Think of the message he sends around the world when he talks about America being a failing nation. He says we're losing. He's the loser. He's dead wrong.
To ratify the 19th Amendment to the Constitution. The state legislature was deadlocked until one lawmaker's mother, a widow who read 3 newspapers a day, sent a letter to her son. No more delays, she wrote. Give us the vote. And since that day, every generation has carried the torch forward. In 1972, a fearless Black Congresswoman nearly 66
communities and elect Kamala Harris to the presidency on November 5th. We will send a loud message that the people of this nation will not go back. We choose a new path and open the door to a new day. One
I've made a lot of mistakes in my career, but I gave my best to you. For 50 years, like many of you, I've given my heart and soul to our nation, and I've been blessed
to elect them in Congress. And America, in my heart, I know from that same cloth of hope and aspiration, we will also elect Kamala Harris and Tim Walz as President and Vice President of the United States of America. I am here tonight because America has before us a rare and precious opportunity. In Kamala Harris, we have a chance to elect a president who is for the middle class because she is from the middle class. She understands the urgency of rent checks and groceries and prescriptions. She is as committed to our reproductive and civil rights as she is to taking on corporate greed. And she is working tirelessly to secure a ceasefire in Gaza and bringing hostages home. In Kamala Harris, I see a leader who understands. I see a leader with a real commitment to a better future for working families. And Chicago, we have to help her win. Because we know that Donald Trump would sell this country for $1 if it meant lining his own pockets and greasing the palms of his Wall Street friends. And I, for one, am tired of hearing about how a two-bit union buster thinks of himself as more of a patriot than the woman who fights every single day to lift working people out from under the boots of greed, trampling on our way of life. The truth is, Don, you cannot love this country if you only fight for the wealthy and big business. To love this country is to fight for its people, all people, working people, everyday Americans like bartenders and factory workers and fast food cashiers who punch a clock and are on their feet all day in some of the toughest jobs out there. You know, ever since I got elected, Republicans have attacked me by saying that I should go back to bartending. But let me tell you, I'm happy to any day of the week because there is nothing wrong with working for a living. Imagine having leaders in the White House who understand that. Leaders like Kamala and Tim. But Chicago, just because the choice is clear to us does not mean that the path will be easy. Over the next 78 days, we will have to pour every ounce, every minute, every moment into making history on November 5th. But we cannot send Kamala and Tim to the White House alone. Together, we must also elect strong Democratic majorities in the House and in the Senate so that we can deliver on an ambitious agenda for the people. Because if you are a working parent trying to afford rent and childcare, Kamala is for you. If you are a senior who had to go back to work because your retirement didn't stretch far enough, Kamala is for you. If you're an immigrant family just starting your American story, Kamala is for you. America, when we knock on our neighbor's door, organize our communities, and elect Kamala Harris to the presidency on November 5th, we will send a loud message that the people of this nation will not go back. We choose a new path and open the door to a new day, one that is for the people and by the people. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Okay, so with that all being said, Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez, right? At the end of the day, that was a very good speech. Too bad that much of it was lies and BS. When she says that Kabami's going to fight for the middle class, well, guess what? Newsflash. There is no middle class in this country. They've completely eliminated the middle class. Okay, pay attention. There is only the rich and the poor. I'm sorry, I don't know of a middle class any longer, do you? And also when she says seniors who have to go back to work, she'll fight for them. If her and the Biden administration had really been fighting for seniors, seniors would not have to go back to work. Okay, they would be able to retire and enjoy their golden years. But another thing I want to point out is that I myself know personally a few seniors who had to retire early because of the pandemic. Okay, and because they didn't want to take that venom that was mandated. Okay, so they had to retire, though they still needed to be working. Okay, so please miss me with it. It's just a load of BS at the end of the day. Now, she did tell the truth when she said that Trump would sell this country for $1 if it meant lining and greasing the pockets of himself and his friends, his billionaire friends. Well, I believe that. But I also believe that Kagame would do exactly the same thing. And in fact, Biden has done exactly the same thing. You see, Biden sold this country out to Ukraine when he sent them hundreds of billions of dollars rather than using that money to open adequate mental health facilities for those in need. Okay, we know that very often when someone's in a mental health crisis, if the police are called to the scene, that person ends up deceased, specifically if that person looks like me. And why do people call the police? Because they don't have the proper mental health care facilities for these people to go to. What about the homeless people on the street? Some of them are veterans. Is Kagame and Biden, have they ever, during their administration, looked out for them? Okay, so please make it all make sense. This is a whole load of BS. And to further reiterate my claim, let's go to this footage. Likes up, everyone, please like and share. Now, this is a normal, everyday working person who's complaining about the things that he doesn't get that immigrants do.
I'm in the store, $200, man, trying to make groceries just to, make it till we get paid for something for the kids to eat after school. Immigrant in front of me, and she got $10,000 on her food stamp card with $3,000 cash. Come on, man, but I work every day to pay my taxes for this shit right here, man. For them to get all that there, man, I'm not knocking nobody in their hustle, man. But goddamn, man, stop taking my money again to people. I understand if you gave it to some people in our community that really, really needed it, man. But instead, y'all sending money to Ukraine, you know what I'm saying, billions of dollars. But you got people over here that need that same shit, man. Man, well, I'm trying to figure out how I get $10,000 worth of food stamp. What, I gotta go back to Africa, they say? Man, stop it, man. This shit ain't, hey, man, this shit ain't right, man. Stop taking my tax money, man, doing what you want to do, man. Then they gonna say, oh, I'm wrong because I'm talking about border control. Here, it seems like I need to go work on the border, try to make some extra money to come up off something, man. Because, hey, man, this shit is, hey, man. This is my discussion for today, man. Let me know how you feel. Follow me, man.
Okay, not one lie detected. At the end of the day, the things that Biden, his administration has done has directly negatively impacted many American citizens and specifically people of my skin tone. Now let's listen to what Woody Harrelson had to say. Likes up, everyone, please like and share.
Hey, so the movie goes like this. The biggest drug cartels in the world get together and buy up all the media and all the politicians and force all the people in the world to stay locked in their homes, and people can only come out if they take the cartel's drugs and keep taking them over and over. I threw the script away. I mean, who is going to believe that crazy idea?
Sadly, many people believe that crazy idea. Okay, no lies detected. At the end of the day. So when they sit up here and talk about reproductive health and how they want people to have their civil rights and the rights to their bodies and all of that stuff, they didn't have that same energy when there were mandates imposed so that people had to forcefully do things that they did not want to do, okay, that they did not want to comply to at the end of the day. And it brings me back to people like Van Jones, who's nothing but a crying Negro. Okay, that's what CNN stands for, Crying Negro Network. Let's revisit his foolishness.
Joe Biden, when I was in the administration, I was on his middle class task force. All of us have known that embrace. All of us have gotten those phone calls and those cards when bad things have happened to us. So, that's a family. That's what it is. He's hurt now. He feels let down. He feels that his friends turned on him. In the fullness of time, he'll recognize that it was done out of love and as loving a way as possible. But at the end of the day, some people, and I don't want to mention any names and ruin this day, but some people will back their leader no matter what. Some people, they don't care how many people this man has hurt and how many laws he's broken, no matter how many bad things he's done. That's our leader. We're going to back him no matter what. But this party is not like that. This is not. It's easier to be a parent this morning. It's easier to be a dad. It's easier to tell your kids character matters. It matters. Telling the truth matters. Being a good person matters. And it's easier for a whole lot of people. If you're Muslim in this country, you don't have to worry if the president doesn't want you here. If you're an immigrant, you don't have to worry if the president's going to be happier to have babies snatched away or send dreamers back for no reason. reason. This is vindication for a lot of people who have really suffered. You know, the I can't breathe. You know, that wasn't just George Floyd. That was a lot of people that felt that they couldn't breathe. Every day you're waking up and you're getting these tweets and you just don't know. And you're going to the store and people who have been afraid to show their racism are getting nastier and nastier to you. And you're worried about your kids and you're worried about your sister. And can she just go to Walmart and get back into her car without somebody saying something to her? And you spent so much of your life energy just trying to hold it together. And this is a big deal for us just to be able to get some peace and have a chance for a reset. And the character of the country matters. And being a good man matters. You know, I just want my sons to look at this. Look at this. You know, it's easy to do it the cheap way and get away with stuff, but it comes back around. It comes back around. And this is a good day for this country. I'm sorry for the people who lost. For them, it's not a good day. But for a whole lot of people, it's a good day.
The only one lost is Van Jones, okay? Why is he sitting up there crying? It's absolutely pathetic, okay? Who does that? I mean, he is really stuck on the Democratic plantation, and it's really sad that some of our people are that obtuse. Okay, somebody please make it all make sense. Now, he cried when Joe Biden was elected, and then he cried again, okay, nearly cried when Joe Biden had to step down. It's just all so crazy. He really does love Joe Biden at the end of the day, okay? The same man who said, we don't need another big shot jigger. We already got a jigger mayor. Those are the words of Joe Biden. The man who he's crying for. He looks like a whole fool. Please pay attention. The DNC had abortion client on wheels outside the DNC talking about free abortions, free murder. You mean abortion clinics? Are you serious? All nefarious. And here's the thing. Kabami's always promoting this Roe v. Wade, bringing that back, and abortion and all of that, reproductive issues and all that stuff. Like I said, who do you think they're directing that to? Besides women who look like me? Because at the end of the day, they put those clinics in our neighborhoods. They're not out there in the suburbs. Okay, so they can miss me with it. Promoting genocide. That's all that is, in my opinion. Okay, let's call a spade a spade. At the end of the day, I absolutely am against abortion. It should be banned. It should be illegal. Okay, genocide in any form should always be, because that's what it is. All right, whether some people want to acknowledge that or not. Likes up, everyone, please. A like and share. Thank you in advance. I absolutely cannot. So anyway, with that all been said, let's get into what Aries Spears had to say about Atlanta, honey, because I absolutely cannot with him. I hope he knows that he's probably canceled himself. Okay, if any Negroes are going to his shows after this, they are absolutely just as foolish as he is for going on Vlad. And speaking of that, let's talk about what he had to say about going on there. He said people were telling him, you know, people were saying that he must be broke to be going on Vlad. And he claims that he isn't. So, well, that could only mean one other thing, that he's a raccoon. Please pay attention. I'm going to get into it. I'm going to put an overlay on the screen. Likes up, everyone, please. Like and share. Okay, here we go.
One of my members, by the way, everyone should sign up for a Vlad TV YouTube membership. You get the videos early on day one, ad-free, uncensored, sometimes a month early. One of my members, Lamar Sims, 7681, wants to know why you never do any shows in Atlanta. Listen, man, big shout out to my Southern brothers and sisters. I got love for the South. I respect my Southern brothers and sisters. Very nice people. That Southern hospitality thing is very true. Some of the best down-home soul food come out the South. Big shout out to Gentlemen's Club in Atlanta. To me, the best strip club ever. I love black women's booties built like horses. You know what I mean? They got horse ass and thighs. I love it. Comedically, it's not. I don't feel good in the South. You know, I play chess. I don't play hungry hippos. They're a little bit. They're a step behind, man. You know what I mean? I'm New York. I'm from New York City. I'm Rick Gibson. How much it costs her when the white only pass and the nigga pass? Let's talk turkey. Like I'm a city boy. I'm fast paced. I'm you know what I mean? My tempo is up there. The South is, you know, it's slow, man. It's slow. You know, I just that tempo for me is. I feel like I don't translate, and I have a lot of Southern niggas that be like, "Hey man, I fucks with you, man. I fucks with you, man." You know, they fucks with me hard, but you know when I'm performing, a lot of my shit is highbrow and witty, and you got to think a little bit. And I'm not good at Waffle House comedy. You know, I serve filet mignons, man, and every now and then, I give you some fast food, but some of my shit is filet mignon, man.
So you would rather do a show for less money, knowing that you have a great crowd, than a show for more money, knowing that it may not be a great crowd?
I just won't do the show.
Just at all?
Just at all.
Oh, okay.
Listen, I've performed certain places in the South where from the outside looking in, like if you were sitting where they're sitting, when the show's over, they go, man, you were great. I feel like, man, a piece of my soul died.
I feel you.
Like,
Okay, I absolutely cannot. First of all, he sounds like a complete idiot, okay? Talking about his highbrow comedy and saying that it goes over our heads in Atlanta and in the South. First of all, his jokes have never been intellectual. They've never been so complex that one has to break down and decipher what he was saying. His jokes are insidiously obtuse as far as I'm concerned. And let us not forget how both he and Tiffany Haddish with her ghetto-fied self, and who is also not funny. But let's not forget that little skit that they did that I reported to you all about, I think it was 2021, okay, about the PDF stuff, right, with those children, which they got sued for. That's his idea of funny. We see down here in the South, we don't think that PDF files are funny at all, under any circumstance or stretch of anyone's imagination, including his own. Okay, so I'm sorry. Please make that make sense. If your jokes aren't hidden down here, beloved, it's because you're not funny down here. Okay, please make it all make sense. I absolutely cannot with Aries Spears. And then he said he doesn't do Waffle House comedy. Well, he looks like he's been to the Waffle House plenty of times when he's been here. Okay, please pay attention. But now let's listen to him talking trash about the everyday working people, like he's just out here balling out of control. Okay, I'm sorry. He always looks broke to me. I don't think Aries Spears has money. You know, just because some of these stars are stars, let's not act like they're all rich, because they're not. Please pay attention. And he clearly doesn't look like it. And I absolutely think that he goes on Vlad because he's broke. Likes up, everyone, please like and share. Here we go.
Last question. You posted this on IG. You said the fact that Keith Richards outlived Richard Simmons really makes me question the eat healthy and exercise thing.
I don't understand this life thing, man. I do not understand this thing called life. It just...
Now I want you all to pay attention to this, okay? Because for one, notice how when Vlad starts talking about overweight and being fat and all that stuff, he quickly changes the discussion to money. Because his big self is overweight, out of shape, and he has raccoon eyes, and he looks like the poster child for walking diabetes. Okay, I'm not clowning anyone who has health issues, but that's what he looks like. Okay, he looks like the epitome of poor health and eating all the wrong things. Okay, he is the poster child for you are what you eat. Please pay attention.
Does it make sense? There's no rhyme or reason to any of this shit.
Well, look, you're 49. Mm-hmm. You're gonna turn 50.
Yep.
Next year in April. I'm 51. I can tell you, right around 50. You know, 50 is the new 30. No, it's not. It's the same old 50.
Yeah.
Your body starts to change. I have a torn meniscus in my knee. I used to go hour and a half, 2 hours on treadmill every morning. You know, I just thought I had sore knees from doing that. Got an MRI, torn meniscus. It doesn't exactly heal. I just have to avoid damaging it further. This is what starts to happen the older you get. Your body starts to break down, and that's just the reality of it. And you'd be hard-pressed to find any obese 80-year-olds. anywhere in the world. So you could say, well, look, Keith Richards has been drugged out for 50 years, if not longer, and whereas Richard Simmons has been the exercise guy. But, listen, George Clinton's still alive, and he's done crack and all types of other drugs that he's talked about. Yes, you get some super athletes out there that could really withstand that type of abuse. But as a whole, find me a really fat 80-year-old. If they're alive, they're probably really skinny. Yeah. Same thing with 70-year-olds and most 60-year-olds. So I'm just saying, you could say that it doesn't matter, but if you take a step back, it does. And I've always tried to keep my weight. I'm a little heavier than, I'm about 10 pounds heavier than I should be right now. But I'm trying to change that. So you could say it doesn't matter, but I'm going to tell you, as you get into your 50s, which is what I'm doing right now, you're going to realize it. That's just my 2 cents.
Yeah. I wish we had, and we haven't addressed it, so I think I should mention it. People might ask the question, well, you guys had a podcast, so why y'all not doing the podcast and you back to doing this format? And I had called you up and I said, doing it that way ain't really a podcast, because you have to give people content that they depend on every single week.
Yeah.
You can't take breaks. And with your format, you take breaks.
Yeah.
And then you chop the episodes up into minute segments.
I get it. And
here's what I'm saying, though.
Go ahead.
Because this was the thing I was looking forward to, that I still would like to do on here from time to time. Have you ever seen this thing Jimmy Kimmel does where he has celebrities read meme tweets? You've never seen that?
I've seen it. Yeah.
Okay. Just every once in a while, Vlad, when I come here, we should handpick 5 or 10 comments from the previous episode to read, because I ripped human being.
Mm-hmm.
That is the dumbest shit I ever heard. So I could either stay at home on a Tuesday and do nothing, or play PlayStation, or I could go.
Let me see if I can find some. Hold on.
Hold on, beloveds. I had to rewind. Hold on.
One of the things that people will say is, well, Aries, you on Vlad so much, you must be desperate for money. And I want to go, you realize that the amount of money that Vlad pays me for doing a fucking 2-hour interview, you know how long you would have to work at your job to get that for the month? Like, you regular human being?
Mm-hmm.
That is the dumbest shit I ever heard. So I could either stay at home on a Tuesday and do nothing, or play PlayStation, or I could go, let me take 2 hours out of my 24 to go make 4 fucking figures.
Look,
2 hours.
I did a podcast
Okay, I've heard enough. He needs to sit down somewhere. At the end of the day, he's sitting there trying to clown people because they clowned him and said that he must be broke and desperate. Well, he obviously is. As far as I'm concerned, why are you always on Vlad? Okay, making a fool of yourself. Okay, and the fact that he sat there and just insulted all of these people in the South is hilarious to me. Just let us know that you're not getting booked down here. Just let us know that there's no one checking for you, that you don't have a big fan base down here. Just tell us that. Don't sit up and act like we're the ones that are slow, like we don't get your jokes or your brand of comedy, which is so obtuse, by the way. Okay, Howard said, why is he yelling? Greasy and uncomfortable. Absolutely. I find it all so nefarious at the end of the day. So anyway, with that all being said, likes up, everyone. Please like and share. And I saw someone in the chat say that Kabami washes her collard greens in the tub. How did I miss this information? But I did, while you all were listening, went and dug up the video of her admitting to it. So let's get into it, because I absolutely cannot. Likes up, everyone. Please like and share. Thank you in advance. This is all crazy. Okay, here we go.
Greens. In fact, people used to ask me to make greens for them for Christmas. One year, I had so many that I had to wash that we ended up washing them in the bathtub. So I am not playing around. So what you got?
Come on. Girl. You didn't make no collard greens in no bathtub. Stop! Oh my God, Kamala. Oh my gosh, Kamala, can you please stop? You are so cringe. The pandering is next level. I mean, this is level 10 pandering. You did not make anybody's collard greens in nobody's bathtub. Show us a picture. You have to show us the photo, Kamala. Show us the photo of you making collard greens, washing the collard greens in the bathtub. Can you please show us the photo? Please show us, because I'm pretty sure you took a picture of it. I mean, that's a lot of greens. And everybody wanted you to cook for them? Oh my God. Black people, please don't fall for this shenanigans. Please.
Okay, so I don't know if she actually did that or not, but it sounds disgusting if she actually did. And I'm sorry for the folks that asked her. Why would anyone in their right mind ask her to cook their collard greens? Couldn't have been any one of my skin tones, all I'm saying. It couldn't have been any one of my skin tone, okay? Pensilola said, nobody wants pube hairs and greens. Diabolical witch. I absolutely cannot. Okay, so with that all being said, you guys, I'm out of here. Like and share. Y'all hear the landscapers outside. Okay, and here's the there is the link for the next broadcast on the backup channel. We've got to get into it. Starts at 11:45. That's in 2 minutes. And so I hope to see you all there. But before I roll out, let's have a word from my sponsor at 12 Tribes. Okay, likes up, everyone. Please like and share.
Do not buy 12 Tribes on Earth hair growth oil and hair magic elixir unless you want super healthy, gorgeous hair that grows. They have a whole line of amazing hair growth products, including hair growth leave-in conditioner spray, hair growth shampoo, hair growth spray, and hair growth butter. I'm starting to sense a theme here. They include quality natural ingredients. They smell amazing, and you can see the results for yourself. So if you're looking for healthy hair growth for your natural or relaxed hair, try 12 Tribes on Earth today.
All right, so you can get your 12 Tribes on Earth at Etsy.com. Go to Lisa Crafts and also at Walmart.com. And by the way, speaking of 12 Tribes, I'm going to have Lisa Cabrera, True Royal Family, and Queen Tina Berry, Straight No Chaser with the Queen. I'm going to have them on here Thursday for a panel discussion. Okay, so with that all being said, I may add a couple of other people. But with that all being said, please stay tuned for that. And hopefully I will see you guys in the next broadcast, because let me tell you, we've got to get into what's going on with these psychologists down there in Miami-Dade, Florida, doing some, quite frankly, nefarious things to children. Okay. And also this man who chopped up and dismembered his girlfriend. Okay. So I hope to see you all in the next broadcast. Everyone enjoy the rest of this beautiful day. I will be live on the spiritual channel at 6:15. Okay, so each one teach one. That's how we grow and thrive. Do something productive, constructive, but never destructive. And always remember, beloveds, to keep the Most High first in your lives. Peace.
Hey, yo, Nick, hit him with that flavor. Soul all in my skin, God all in my blood. Kings all in my circle, you touch one of mine and you're done. They show no love for the queen, why you hating on me? Is it cause I'm free and I got Malcolm X in my jeans? I got dreams like King Luther, shed blood like Kunta. You ain't helping my people, I ain't got nothing to say to ya. I want all the smoke like hookah. Talking reparations, America won't be great until they give us compensation. I'm like, I'm the hottest right now. That's See right. A bunch of lames out here trying to jock on my style. They be doing too much. I'm the queen, it's too easy. It's like they all at Popeyes, how they be talking so greasy. I just sit back and laugh while these haters get madder. So nefarious how they don't want my pockets with cheddar. I tell them they can do better. These snakes in the grass can leave a bite on your ass, cause y'all be trusting too fast. I got my foot on the gas, other one on they necks. Dropping receipts on haters, you better show some respect. I'm never facing regrets, we only facing the threats. Running through every challenge like a relay, break no sweat. It's a cold game, so I got that blanket with me. Now that my people awaken, ain't no going to sleep. I do not play by my piece. This time I'm playing for keeps. You talking slick, but when I see you like them ends, we gon' meet. And I got gold all in my skin, God all in my blood, kings all in my circle. You touch one of mine and you done. They show no love for the queen. Why they hating on me? Is it cause I'm free and I got Malcolm X in my jeans and I got gold all in my skin, God all in my blood, kings all in my circle. You touch one of mine and you done. They show no love for the queen. Why they hating on me? Is it cause I'm free and I got Malcolm X in my jeans and I got